Hello, everybody. Okay, so it's a Scrappy Time. I have a giant pile of Edith Holden scraps over here and in my little box. And I made a couple prototypes so I know what I'm doing and we're not just flying by the seat of my pants like we normally do. And so yeah, we're going to be doing Edith Holden Scrappy Time. We're going to make these cute little cards, just cute little cards to put in a journal, some bookmarks, this cute little thing you could just stick in a journal. It's got like little tags and stuff, a little double pocket tag thing. This here envelope, right? Just a little envelope that has this little pocket and little book tabs, right? So you can put page tabs, right? So you can, like, let's say on this page, we could put like a tab here, right? Like on here. And then it's like you can use it as a little tab for your pages or for whatever. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start, I think I'm going to start with the bookmark and easy peasy stuff. Okay, so let's see. We have this. This is like, I don't know, whatever, any scrap that's long and kind of narrow. This one might work. I've got, let's see, what else do I have? I've got, what kind of scraps do I have over here? I've got this one. This is looks like a nature notes. I think we'll use this one. I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to cut it down or anything. And I'm going to use, I've got all of these. I think I'll have this be the back and I'll use this as the front so that we can collage on it. The first thing is I'm going to round my corners, and I'm not going to use a page rounder. I'm just going to use my scissors to just take the corners off. Take the corners off. And then we will ink it a little bit. I'm using Distress Oxide, the vintage photo. And I actually put a new dauber on there so we don't have tons of little flecks coming off. So these are great for just, I don't know, I'm just going to kind of collage these little scraps. I've got all these little scraps, little tiny ones of text and images and stuff. I'm just going to kind of go like this. I'm going to go like that. Let's see. We have this little one. It's got like a little bit of leaf on it or something. Will it fit this way? Will it fit this way? Doesn't matter. Here's another one. This one's pretty. It's like a little bit of flowers or something. Just glue them on there. Let's see, I've got this. This is kind of a bigger piece. This one we can cut. This is like a scrap piece. Let's cut this one in a square. That's very crooked. So yay, it rained today. Thank goodness. We got some rain coming in. Not a lot, but just enough. Enough to kind of make everything wet, cool everything down. Autumn is coming very quickly. So that's nice. The winter is coming. So, and again, I'm very excited to see how winter is here. I've heard that it's very mild comparatively to Colorado. People who have lived in Colorado and moved out here, they're like, oh, you'll be fine. People are like, it's way, like the snow does stick longer, which I assumed that. I had assumed that the snow here kind of, you know, in Colorado it snows and then 2 days later it's gone. It just melts, but it's still cold. But, you know, you're high up enough that the sun just melts the snow really, really fast in Colorado. It's rare when snow sticks on the ground longer than, you know, a week. But I guess here it just kind of does pile up. So we get a little bit more snow. I mean, it doesn't snow more often. It just lasts longer. But they say it's way not as cold. right? We don't get those cold snaps we get in Colorado. They say, I mean, in Colorado, it's -degree weather is very common. Ooh, look at these. I love this. We'll use some of this yellow leaf. Okay. And I'm going to use my little paper punches today. I think die cuts would work, or whatever little bits you got would work. Little stickers or I don't know, stamps, right? Stamps would work, I think. I'll cut this. I cut circles out of this one. There we go. Good enough. Just going to glue that on there. Ta-da! So we've got this. I'm going to take my dauber and I'm going to kind of just ink it up a bit. Ta-da! Because I like the way that looks. And then I've got all these like scrap pieces of coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to use this one. I have a flower punch, like a paper punch, and I'm just going to punch, I don't know, 5 flowers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flowers. And I'm going to ink them up. I think I'll ink them in a green. I've got my green dauber. It should have some olive on it. I've been using this olive color. This old olive color. But I think I'll put a little bit of extra ink on there just to be safe. I'm just going to ink them a little bit with the green, so we have some contrast. I really like the way it looks on that coffee dyed paper. Just a little bit of green ink, kind of grungy. It keeps that vintagey kind of look that I think matches with our Edith, because we also have some green, right, in our bookmark. And I'm just going to glue them on there. Let's see, we'll put one here. I'll just have them kind of cascade down. Oh, I'll have to ink the back too. Maybe, you know what, we'll do a stencil. We'll ink it and we'll do a stencil on the back, and that'll be fancy. There we go. 3. The Tim Holtz flower dies, I think, would be really pretty on this too, but I wanted to just make it easy. Use a flower. I don't use that flower punch nearly enough. I should use it more often. I'm gonna make a little tab, like for the top. I've got, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. I'm just gonna cut this. Let's see, how big? That's good. Just gonna fold a piece and cut it. I'm gonna ink it. And then we'll just glue it to the top of our little tag / bookmark. Just ink both sides and stick it on the top. Like that. Use my... I suppose we could ink it a little bit with some green. Make it fancy. Let's see, ink the back of this. This is a Nature Notes page, right? With the... Usually in Nature Notes, there's like quotes and stuff like that, which is fun. I like to cut them out and use them. I'm going to ink it the stencil with the same green I did the flowers. If you don't want to be fancy, we can even put some vintage photo too. Why not? Ta-da! Little bit of stenciling. There is our bookmarks. So we have two now, this one and this one. So we've got little bookmarks. That's fun. Used up a little bit of scraps for that. I love these little page tabs. So let's see, we've got, oh, I love the color of this one. This is just an edge piece, like a page edge. I'm just going to cut off this part and we'll fold it with the nice colored paper side, that like vintagey paper side. I'll do this one in green since I did this one in a vintage photo. We'll ink this one in green. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. Let's use a text or a image if we can. Let's see. What is this? This is like a mushroom. It's like a mushroom piece. I want it like wider than this one. I suppose I could use my cutter instead of trying to cut it with the scissors. I don't cut very straight, you know. Who does? So there we go. I don't know, is that too wide? Do we think maybe a little bit? Cut it down a little bit more. Get this mushroom. Again, just inking it in green. And then I'm gonna glue this one to the top of this one. Let's see. Like that. And then I want one more piece, right? A thicker piece. I wonder if this one will work. That one is, I think, perfect. We can glue it like that. We can trim it. Trim it down. And ink it. Cute little page tabs, huh? Okay, then glue this one. Glue this one to that one. Like that. Very pretty. And then I'm going to use my my flower punch again. So, and I think I will do, yeah, I will use more coffee dyed paper for that. 1, 2. We only need 2. 1 for each side. Gonna ink them in green. And then just glue them on there and we're done. Easy little page tabs. Ta-da! And one on this side. Yay, and then they can be glued onto pages, right? Like this. Ta-da, and then you have this little page tab that sticks out. This one's a little tall, but that's okay. I don't care. I kind of like that they're tall. They would look good on the side of pages too, I think. So we have little book tabs, little page tabs. Next is our envelope, our little envelope, right? And I've been using, I have all these offcuts of 12 by 12s I've been using, where I've got all these offcuts of 12 by 12s. Ooh, let's use this one. This one is pretty. It's got like the gold foil. This one might even come out smaller than the last one, which is fun. Let's see. Let's measure how wide it is. It is 3.5. So we'll do 3.5 by 3.5. Yay, cute little envelope. And then I'm going to have this side be the inside, and the blank side will be the outside. So I'm just going to fold these together like this so that our little points are touching each other like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to fold it up like that. Fold, and these ones are going to overlap like this. I'm going to try and make it as even as I can. That looks pretty good. Cute little envelope. Use my bone folder too. And then I'm going to open it up and just cut off the little edges, right? We have these little folds, and I'm just going to cut them out. Cut out those little triangle-y, foldy parts. And so this is going to go like this. We can cut this off. This little tip. Ta-da! That's kind of crooked. That's okay. Yay! Okay, and then we can ink it. I'm just going to ink it like this. Easy peasy. While it's folded, kind of just go over the whole thing. Try not to fold my paper, goodness. And this side, just mostly the edges, because we're going to cover this anyway. I folded my paper a little bit, but that's okay. And then we can just glue it down right like that. Ta-da! Cute little envelope. We can ink this part too. Ink that up. We have a pretty inside of the envelope. And then here, let's see, what do we have? I think this part, I think this would make a good, I'm gonna use the scissors for this one. This will make the good pocket, I think. Right, so I think I'll cut it here. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. So this will be our pocket. We could use the text since we didn't get a lot of nothing on this part. We'll use the text side. I'm just going to ink our pocket. I think I need a little bit more ink on my dauber. Awesome. So there's going to be our little pocket. We could even go in, I'm thinking, because it is a very smaller envelope and it's a wider pocket, with my decal edge scissors, and I'm going to cut the bottom. So we have a fancy bottom to our pocket there. And let's do a text. I think this will be perfect. So let's see, we want it that wide. Same width as our pocket. And then we only need to take off a little bit. All right, let's ink this and just stick it on there. This is like the one of the part of an index page from the back of the Edith Holden book. All right, where did my little, here it is. Here's our little pocket. Oh, it's a little short for the, could have cut it a little. That's okay, what can you do? Okay, we're gonna glue this on there. Like that. This part could be inked more, the top of that. And, okay, now we're gonna make little tags, right? And so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, so this one is perfect. This is, let's just cut this. All right, so we have one little tag. I suppose we could cut it even narrower. And I don't want it to stick up out of the envelope too much, so that's like a perfect little size for our tag. Let's make another one. What is that one? Could use this. There we go. We've got two little pieces that we can use for our tags. I'm going to back them with, I have this scrap of coffee dyed paper. I'm going to back them so they're a little bit more sturdy. Not so flimsy. We can just cut them out. Okay, I'm going to put in our little, before we ink them, I'm going to put in our little slants, the little tag part of things. Let's turn it around and line it up. Okay, don't be difficult. It's kind of a little more fiddly when you're doing something tiny. Yay, how cute, little tiny tags. Just ink these up. And I'm going to use, you know, we did the little paper punch. I'm going to use the negatives of that, right? So we've got that one. I've got this one. Let's see. This one is not great, this one, because it's kind of open. But this one is good. Just going to cut that out. I hope they will fit. They will kind of fit. I'm going to glue them on there. We can always trim off the sides, right? Any that poke out of the sides, just trim those up. It will be fine. Ta-da, yay! Cute. Oh, I was gonna ink the, this part a little bit. That works. We can ink the inside too. A little bit of green. Right, and here we have our first little tag that can just go in our pocket like that. And then, let's see, this one. Just cut this out. I'm going to ink it. Try to without ripping the paper anyway. I think I'm going to put this one all the way up here, and then we can cut the little tag part off. Yay, super cute. So that when it goes in there, you can like see the little flower. The little flower part. So very cute. Okay, awesome. And then this one. Now I'm hoping it will fit. I think it will. I think I'll glue it on first so we don't rip it. It's not the most stable, especially because of this part is kind of cut off. And then we can trim off the bottom. If we need. Like that. Without trimming the fold. Come in with our green. Ta-da! Yay, cute little envelope. It's so cute. I want to stencil this. Let's see. Stencil that. Stencil this top part. Lovely. So we have a little stenciled back and our little negative cutouts for the front. And then, let's see, I should have, yes, we have this little piece of coffee dyed paper. Let's cut it. Cut it to fit in our little envelope. I think I'll cut it this way first. And then we can fold it to fit. So let's see, like this. And like that. Okay, and then we can just trim this off. And it should fit in there perfect. And then up here on this side, I think I'm going to, yay! We'll just trim this off, this little bit of text. There. And then it can peek up above, like when you open the envelope. Just as a little something on this blank coffee dyed paper. Just stick that in there. Like that. How cute. And there we have our cute little envelope with little tags. And now, let's see, I want to do this one. This little like double pocket piece with the tags on it. So let's see, what do we have? Do we have a wide one? A wide piece? Oh, this was made from another Scrappy Time, I think for the Botanic Journal. let's see. Let's look in my box of scraps. I'm pretty sure, which is, again, growing exponentially, pretty sure I have some Edith stuff down in here. And I have this one, but I want to use that. I don't want to cut that down. Well, that'll be perfect for our little card. Let's see, any Edith in here? No, yes. I kind of been removing all the Edith. Here's a Edith scrap. That's not the size we want. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. We can use... Let's see. I'm thinking a piece, right? A piece of this. So I'm just going to kind of use this as a guide for how big. What is that? Let's measure it for you guys. It's almost 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut it, I don't know, what do we think? 3? Let's cut it at 3. So it'll be like 3 by 4. It's a little piece of ephemera. I think will work. And then that'll be cool. This will be on like the back side of it. So if you don't want to like attach it onto the journal and you want to put it in a pocket or something, it's still kind of fancy. Let's grab more ink on our dauber. Ink the edges. I'm going to go around like this on this side. All right, so what do we want to put here? We could collage it, but I'm hoping I can find a couple pieces. I mean, most of it's going to be covered anyway. Here's a lovely piece of text. We mostly need to just cover the top because the bottom is going to be covered with pocket. Let's try to cut this kind of straight. That looks pretty good. I suppose I could have done the green instead of the text, but I went for text. We have the kind of the bigger text into the smaller text. Well, I'm happy I've kind of gone through a lot of my scraps here. Okay, I think this one will be perfect for the smaller pocket, like down here. We'll be cutting off the majority of that green. I'll cut it there. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's not too bad. I'm just going to like cut it from here and angle it all the way down, but I'm going to leave a little bit at the top here. So like that. And that one is going to go there. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Come on, I got to have like a bigger piece. Oh, here's this one, but it's not really wide enough. I kind of used all my wide ones. This one is cool. It's got like a cool rounded already. We can just erase the pencil and just use that, the round, instead of cutting it at an angle. It's upside down. Could cut it there. So it'll go like this. I think that's fine. And then we can save our little number. And it won't look too much upside down. Because the number won't be upside down. You know, leaves can angle all kinds of different ways. So, all right, we're going to ink it. That'll really help with the, like, defining the edge so it doesn't just blend in. So it's that one. We'll ink this one. Okay, so I'm just going to glue the side, the long side, and the bottom. Glue it on there like that. There we go. And then this one is the same, the long side and the bottom. Ta-da, cute little pocket thing. Now we're going to do two tags. This, I think, will make for a great smaller tag. We can just cut this fold off. How tall is that? We can cut the top part. So there's a smaller tag that says Elm Blossom. And for the larger tag, I may do a little bit of collaging because, like I said, I think I've used most of my wider pieces. It looks like. Okay, let's cut this piece of coffee dyed paper. And we'll just collage onto that for our bigger tag. Love this little piece of willow. There's a piece of pencil mark on that one. All right, got this cool piece. We'll stick on there. Let's see. Got some text. Stick some text on there. Kind of under the word purple. We can cut off this little page edge. It's kind of folded up and has that. That is very crooked. Okay, that's fine. All right. There we go. It's another kind of, got some text on it. Ooh, I'm happy. I've actually used up a lot of my pile of scraps doing this. I was thinking, well, I mean, it's not going to use up a lot of scraps, but any will be good, and it's actually used up quite a bit more than what I was expecting. I'm going to do this along the bottom here with this pretty piece. Love that color. That aged paper color. Beautiful. Let's see, we've got more text. I was kind of hoping for an edge that maybe has image. Here's a leaf. Okay, we'll do the leaf. Try to just cut a strip, glue it on there, and trim it off the top. Like that. Perfect. Beautiful little collage. Let's put our tag shape in. Lovely. I have a few more of these offcuts. Thinking we can probably fit 3 on there, actually. Let's fit 3. Just going to glue the whole thing on, and then we'll cut the tag shape out of it, out of the top. Like that. All right, we've got some coffee dot or vintage photo on our thing. Let's just go around it like that. Do the same with this one. I could back this tag, but it doesn't really need it. It's pretty blank on the back. Okay. And then I want to put, let's ink the back of this. All right, I want to put a twine in this one. Line it up on my board here and get the middle. And poke a hole. Just poke a little hole. I should have. Aha, I do have a piece of twine. I thought I had a cut piece over here. It's like baker's twine or something. I don't know, from the Dollar Tree. Ta-da! Yay! Okay, so this one is going to go in this pocket. Please fit. It'll go in both. All right, where's my... What's your problem? Put too much glue. All right, I'm going to have to trim off. I have to trim it. All right, so we have that one with the big tag, and then the little tag goes here. Elm Blossom, very cute. Okay, so there is our little piece we can stick down on a page or put in a pocket or something. If we wanted, we could put another little, cut a flower if we wanted, but I'm not gonna. Here I have this piece. This is cool. This will be perfect. This is like an offcut, I think, of a file folder. But I think this will be perfect for, I'm just going to use my cutter. For our little card. Make a little narrow card. Just ink it up. Ta-da! Inked up. Ready to go. What pieces do we have left over here? We have this piece. Oh, it like barely, I think, doesn't fit. This one is kind of too wide. Oh. Too bad. Too bad. Let's see, what do we've got? We've got these strips. Strips that are kind of blank. Blank strips. Piece of white cardstock. Yeah, look at all these little tiny. We've got little tiny pieces. I like this. We can use this. Let's use this. Okay, we'll use this piece. These like that I punched circles out of, probably for my little circle pockets I do. And we'll collage the rest. And then we'll put the little circles over it. I think that will be fine. Put that there. Put this one up here. With the number. Just kind of erase this pencil mark. Like that. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, I have a piece of this like holly. That will be nice. Glue that on there. I think it also has some pencil on there. Ooh, and a little piece of berry. Let's try to get a thin strip. Of berry. Perfect. All right. Let's put... Perfect. Let's put 3. Should I do this or should I do this? Okay, I think like that. And cut it right there. will just glue this on there. And then I have this stamp. I have a stamp that's already on that says garden. Let's put that on there. Ugh, okay, garden. And then for the inside, I think I will just ink it. And then we can do like a little bit of stenciling. Yes, we'll do a little bit of stenciling. I'll do this stencil because that will be pretty, and we'll do the green on the bottom. Like that, and we'll do the vintage photo on the top. That looks great. Love, love. Oh, you know what I have? I have a piece of this like lined paper. You can cut that and put that on the inside. I think I will ink it in green. This is like lined craft paper I love using in journals. I got it on Amazon or something. Maybe at the Dollar Tree. I cannot remember, but it's perfect. Ta-da! A cute little card. We do the same, do a little bit, put a little bit of stenciling on the back. Why not? Just for a little bit of interest. Put some green along the bottom and the vintage photo along the top. Where'd my vintage photo dauber go? I bet it's right in front of my face and I just don't see it. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Hello, vintage photo. Here, I have this brush. Okay. Oh, here it is. Well, after I needed it. Okay. But that's fine. So we have a cute little card. Cute little card. And I think that's it. Let's see. We've got, oh, I was going to put a little tiny piece of scrap lace. I keep this little box of this little chest, and I put little scrap pieces of lace in it that are just little pieces of scrap lace. Let's see, I bet I can find one wide enough. There's this one. Oh, it's like more gray though. It's a pink one. Oh, this is perfect. We'll do that, and we can ink it up. All right. Up along the inside. And I'm going to ink it with the oxide. Vintage photo oxide, which does great inking lace, I've noticed. It does real good. I'm just going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Ta-da, yay! So we have our little card. I've got another card. Here's this one. Here's this one. Oh, we have this little leaf punch. Let's do that. Let's do the green. I've got this green, right? We'll do 3 because we have 3 circles. We can put our little leaves inside the circles. Like that. There's a leaf. There's another leaf. They don't really stand out a lot. But that's okay because of that ivy behind it. Oh, I didn't ink this one. That's okay. 3 little leaves, and this one has writing in it, and this one has like some image just scrapped from, just some scraps, right? So we have little cards. We've got this one and this one, which are our little double tag holders. Here are the little page tabs. Yay! Here's my little envelopes. This one is a little bigger. Our little envelopes with the pocket and the little tiny tags. And our bookmarks. Ta-da! Oh, on this one, so how I did the middles is I just got like a marker, right? And I just made little scribbles in the middle like that. Just little scribbles in the middle. Ta-da! Which kind of add, I don't know, give a little handiwork. So yay, there are our pieces, our ephemera, our scrappy time. And I used a ton more scraps than I thought I was going to use, which is awesome. The video's a little long, but that's okay, a little longer than I wanted. But I ended up having to collage a little more and use little pieces more than I thought I would. But because we just went through those scraps so quick. But yay, fun stuff. I had a lot of fun today. I'm happy we have all these pieces I can stick in the Edith journal I'm working on. And anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.